I know I do too.
This is going to be quick. Okay, so at leadership, really, guys, it was all about getting back to the basics. And it was kind of funny because it was more talking about like challenge groups and onboarding of coaches. And I got to let my dog out really quick. Sorry. Of course, she goes to the door right when I start this. Yeah, so it was really kind of pretty much the basic stuff and basic information that I really feel like we kind of already know. And I think the cool thing is that some of the stuff they're saying we're already doing, which is helpful to know that we are on track. So I'm just going to kind of go over some notes really quick. It was talking about a study that they did that biweekly calls of like your challengers or your coaches create 78% more likely to stay on board with their fitness goals. So I'm not really a get on the phone person, because as you guys can see, like I get on there and I talk too much. And so they were on the phone for like over an hour. And so I do a lot of messaging or voice messaging, and that's how I find to do my check-ins. And I know that Kelly and I have talked, Teamsy has really helped out a lot of people with being more organized. But with my new coaches, I check in, or new challengers, I check in with them once a week during a challenge group. And then once they become a repeater, they're welcome back to the group, but I don't do that frequent check-in again. I do a check-in at the very end of the group usually. So that was one thing they kind of touched on, is just making sure that we're helping people reach their goals and helping them get results. Because what we're wanting to do as far as leaders and finding coaches to join our team is we want to create believers. And so we want people to get results, because results creates a belief in it. And what they're kind of seeing is that they're finding a trend that we're enrolling people into direct coach enrollment. So as soon as they sign up, we're enrolling them as a coach, and they haven't even got a result yet, which I still think in my opinion, that helps to build your organization when you first get started with coaching. But I think once you're more stable, what I would probably do is, once your diamond status is stable, your team looks stable, is I would kind of focus on instead getting results for those people and letting them participate in their first challenge group, creating that belief, and then having them join as a coach as they see that what they're doing is working. So typically what I do really is after week 1 or week 2, I will message everybody that I feel like would be a great coach, and I will send them that video of where to next challenger, which is basically giving them, do you want to be a discount? Do you want to be a hobby coach? Or do you want to be a business builder? And so they've already got to experience the challenge group. They've already started to get some results after week 1, and they're excited about it. And so basically what their study shows is customers converted to coaches earn 14% more in the first year than coaches who sign up as a coach at first. So Brooke and I was talking, like, I get their point of this is creating that belief, but the thing is that I was a coach that signed up never doing a challenge group or trying Shakeology or doing a fitness program. So I'm totally breaking all of the statistics here and going against the norms. So I think, you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt. I would, if somebody wanted to sign up as a coach, I would never be like, let's do a challenge group first and get your results. I would always want to go ahead and sign somebody up right away. But I think, and another thing that I'm noticing too, and I think that we have to really warn our coaches about is, hey, when you're signing up discount coaches, they will go inactive. They will cancel their account because they sign up these discount coaches, and then the next month or a couple months they go inactive, and then they drop their rank, and then they're that word discouraged. But it's like you can't rely on that discount person because they are just I call them fillers. They're just your filler right now until you're able to actually find somebody working the business. So that way you're not losing volume each month. So I think we really have to set up our coaches to let them know, hey, these coaches, they're going to go inactive. So you really need to be focusing on finding people that want to do this with you, because you don't know how long this person's going to stay active. You don't know when they're going to cancel. Because I had noticed this in my own leadership position, that I was having coaches message me and say, well, I dropped my rank. Both my coaches are inactive. I feel like such a failure. Like, they were getting really discouraged by that. But I'm like, weren't they just a discount? And, they're like, yeah, they're just doing it for discount. And so I try to explain, the discount coaches really go in and out. You really can't rely on them to hold your organization. So I think that setting up our coaches to know that those discount coaches aren't always going to be there is really, really important. Okay, so they were saying you want to start with a newbie to then making them a participant, and then an enthusiast, and then an advocate of the products, and then a coach. So the more experience they have, the higher their growth. So in other words, I'm sure you guys see it when you get challengers, just like Alicia, your coach Jennifer Mullen. She was a great challenger. She was getting results. She was getting excited about it. And then she turned into a great coach. And, sometimes when you sign up somebody right off the bat and they don't see or believe in the products yet, and they don't have any kind of results from it yet, even if it's just a result of feeling better or what they've been able to do with their family. It doesn't have to be a physical transformation. It's a little bit harder for them to really get a good start when it comes to coaching. So it's just saying that, if you're wanting those, amazing coaches, you really want to try and make sure you create a belief. And that's why it's so important to make your challenge groups like just the bomb, to try and make them as awesome as you can, because you're helping to instill that belief, and you're helping to enter them into a community where they see, that they can be a part of something. All right, so the vital process they were saying is get clients started, get them results, transition them to coach, and develop and mentor coaches. So that's basically what we're saying. And then one of the top coaches got up to say, make a list of 10 things you find to be interesting. For example, they chose Disney. And I say this to you guys all the time, special interest groups, find a special interest group, whether it be your profession, whether it be a Disney group, whether it be a mom group, anything that you are interested in. Alicia, whether it be a tractor pull group or whatever random thing, or a wine group. A wine group, people who are wine enthusiasts, things like that. Go into those groups, build relationships with those people, friend them, and then, invite them to things like free groups. The free groups are so easy. And guys, you don't know how many people that I've created a list. I've started doing an Excel list since August, I think. And I had 160 people on this Excel list that they were just kind of sitting there. A couple of them did transition to do a challenge group, but most of them hadn't. And it's a list of people that I had messaged. Some of them messaged me back. Some of them didn't, probably about 50-50. And it's funny how I sent every single one of them an invite to a free group. And I don't know how many of them messaged me back that didn't the first time. So that's been really cool to be able to offer this free group to people, but to reach out to those people that I'm like, oh, they ignored me. Usually I wouldn't document it and they wouldn't go in my notebook. But since I've been doing the Excel sheet, or for people using Teamsy, you're able to document it and you're able to go back to those people. And, even though they didn't comment, don't write them off. Welcome them to a free group. And then the cool thing with that is you've also given them time to see your posts and to see that you're genuine and that you've been helping people online. All right, so the top coach also goes on to say Facebook ads, teach your coaches to find people, which we've went over ads. A lot of the coaches are already, a lot of you leaders are already doing Facebook ads. To go through your suggested friends list. I say that all the time. Go into groups, build relationships, those special interest groups. I say that all the time. Teaching the team Facebook ads is a great skill to teach your diamond coaches, and we went over that. So I think a lot of you are kind of dabbling with Facebook ads right now. But as Facebook ads get a bit more noisy, that's whenever you want to create more call to action. So instead of doing an ad that's about join my challenge group. Maybe do an ad that's about join my free group. So think about how many more people you may get just from a free group. Yeah, you won't get a sell off of it, but that person may end up being your next top coach. Kelly Branson's not on here anymore, but the first group that she joined with me was a free group. And now she's a rock star. Okay, so let me see here. And then it talks about the caution zone is whenever you start to notice you're moving into management mode. And I see a lot of coaches get into management mode where they're no longer really recruiting new coaches or bringing in new people, but they're trying to manage the coaches they have. So they're trying to take the ones that are kind of working the business and kind of show a little bit of interest, and they're really putting in all their effort to them to grow them. And when at the end of the day, they really need to be recruiting new people. And instead of doing that, you pull your focus into management mode and managing the coaches that you have. So, Brooke and I always talk about this. All of her diamonds, she didn't have to handhold. All of my diamonds, I didn't have to handhold you guys. Like, I didn't have to make you do your own group. I didn't have to, manage you, in other words. I really feel like, you guys kind of, you all did it on your own. Like Alicia, for example, I look online one day and I'm like, do you know that you have another Emerald coach? You're going to be like diamond this week. I mean, it just happened. And that's what you want. Like, we already give them all the information that they need to be successful. We shouldn't have to manage them. And if you're finding that you're managing them, then it's definitely time to be finding new people. Not that you want to forget them, but you don't want to, like a mentor, your job isn't to handhold or manage people. It's to lead them, and then for them to put those things into action. All right. Are you actually running challenge groups? If you're not helping others, engaging them, then what are you doing? And all of the diamonds are running their own challenge groups. So you guys all rock. I don't think we have any issues there. And then, with your challengers, you want to find out who they are. You want to find out their goals. They can come around in their own time. If they go missing, make sure that you're noticing that they're going missing. Even one of the coaches said that they put out a little funny thing that had like a magnifying glass that said, searching for Alicia. I haven't seen you post in 2 days. Where are you at? And then that person, everybody else, I guess, kind of jumps in, and they were doing a search party for that person. They just kind of made fun out of it. And then that person came back. And so just really getting engaged with your challengers and getting to know them. And that's why I love doing the WooFoo form where you do the questionnaire. So many people open up to me. And what I try to do is when I go through and I read that questionnaire, I answer every single person back that took the time to fill that questionnaire out. Because some of them really wrote some deep stuff in there, and they really took the time to fill that out. And I want them to know that I read it, I appreciated it, and I wanted them to kind of get my feedback on what they wrote too. So, and I usually do a WooFoo form at the end. For some reason, people never fill out the WooFoo form at the end. I ask for their feedback on the group, and I also ask if they wanted any information about coaching. And sometimes I'm often surprised. It'll be somebody that I'm like, oh, I'm not going to ask them about coaching. They didn't really post in the group that much. I don't think they'll be interested. And then all of a sudden they'll show me that they're interested. They'll mark that they're interested in learning more about coaching. So I think those forms are really good questionnaires. It'll give you something that you can go through later, and you can also store it. And then you can go back on your own time and write it, because people will submit it. It may take me a week to get back to them, but I do try to get back to them. Okay. So there's one thing I want to submit into our leader group. Oh, crap. I just remembered I forgot to send this link to Kirsten Johnson. Dang it. Oh, well, I'll send her the recording. There's one thing that I want to post into our leader group, and that is compliance. Compliance is video. Compliance went over a lot of things as far as like income claims, things like that. Incentives you can never offer anybody an incentive for recruiting. So I can't say, Alicia, if you sign up, I'm going to send you a $100 gift card to Lululemon or whatever. Like you can offer an incentive for people to sign up for challenge groups. And I think it also has a certain amount. I think it's like a $50 amount or whatever. So you can offer incentives for them to sign up as a challenger, but you can't offer them an incentive to sign up as a coach. So I think that's important to know. I have told coaches before, if you want to use somebody as a testimonial, and have them sign up with a challenge pack as a testimonial, you can do that. And usually they can opt to sign up as a coach doing that too. But, like I said, you can't specifically send them some like money. So I'm going to post that video that you guys can watch because I think it's important to know, because if you do something against compliance, they will shut down your whole organization, or they'll take your commission for a week or even up to 6 weeks, which really sucks. Okay, so I think they also talked about one of the leaders, Melissa McAllister. She's one of the top 10. She's really awesome about an onboarding system. So she went over her entire onboarding system with us, which is very similar to what we do, but she's an email person. So she actually sends people emails. She sends them 7 different emails. She sends them a welcome email. Her second email is about training. Her third email is about inviting people to challenge groups. Her fourth email is about just the resources that Coach Online Office has. Her fifth email is about Shakeology. She talks about her own belief and also gives them resources about Shakeology. Her sixth email is about Success Club. Her seventh email is about implementing Success Club. So, I think it's pretty similar to what we're doing. It's just her own little system. And then she also likes to have conversations with coaches, which is the things that she likes to ask is what scares you the most, what excites them, how many hours can you put into coaching, what's your very first goal, what you think is pivotal. Some people it's to pay Shakeology and some it's to make diamond. So really getting what your goal is for your coaches, because everybody has a different goal. For some people it may be income. For some people it may just be paying their Shakeology. And I noticed that goals change. My goals change. My goal was only to earn a little extra money to pay for vacation. I didn't have a goal of cutting my hours. I thought in the back of my head it'd be nice, but I didn't write that down on paper because that wasn't there as a goal. And then I've even seen it with my own coaches. I did a new coach call with one girl that had no ambition of growing a team, and now she's currently one coach away from hitting Emerald and really striving to hit Emerald this month. So, and when we first talked, she's like, I just want to do challenge groups. So you never know. I think as coaches start to see the potential of the business, then they start to realize what can happen if they start to grow their own team. So doing those calls with your coaches. And for me, as I've gotten busier, I've really cut my calls back to only the ones that are showing potential, meaning that they're implementing the things they're learning in training. They're already getting a couple Success Club points. Or they're signing up their spouse or somebody. So usually I will jump on the phone with those people, but I've been adding about 10 new coaches a month, and I really hate jumping on the phone, especially when the coaches just don't know what they want yet and they're not implementing anything yet. So I really wait until I see them implementing and doing actions, unless I find it to be necessary to talk to them beforehand. So I think as your business grows, you have to adjust that to what works. Now, if you're only onboarding 1 or 2 coaches a month, heck yeah, I would be getting on the phone with each one of those. But if you're onboarding quite a few, then you have to kind of, decide where your time should best be spent. And then it talks about you want to make sure you're celebrating successes. So each of us diamonds, I think a lot of you already have a team page. But I try to, of course, I do a leaderboard on our page. I'm going to start doing a volume board because I just realized as I looked at coaches' volumes that there was some people that, they didn't have Success Club points, but they had a lot of volumes. So They are selling other things besides challenge packs. It may just be fitness programs. It may be the performance line. And they're not getting recognized for it because they're not hitting Success Club. So I want to recognize those people through their volume. And if anybody needs help with how to find out what their team is doing, how to filter a report for volume or filter a report for Success Club points, I can send you guys a video on that too. You just gotta let me know. But then also recognizing them just for even the small successes. If they posted their transformation that day, if they did a really good post. So I can't always catch, like I watch my PS coaches, but I don't watch all the coaches. I do watch coaches that I know are pushing for Diamond, that are in the downline, like Jennifer Mullins. I try to watch her. And then there's another coach, Melissa Brown, and there's a couple other that I know are really pushing it. They're really doing well. So I kind of add them to my PS list so I can check them too. But I did create a list on Facebook of just my PS coaches, and I can click on that because I don't like to scroll Facebook, and I can sit and look through your all stuff. And so if somebody does a really great post and I'm like, man, I want to share that to the team page, just trying to give them a shout out. So even if they don't have Success Club that month, you can be like, wow, look at this person. They're really starting to create some really great posts, or this was a great ideal, but just giving them a shout out and letting them know that you recognize them was one thing I talked about. Let me see. Okay, so Melanie Mitro got up and she talked about leaders or learners. The goal is to get a little bit better every day. Just because you have a rank doesn't mean that you're a leader. Being a leader means you have the unwavering vision of what you're here to do. You have recesses. Leaders identify individual strengths. Personality assessments are key. So Alicia, I just sent you the disc because I was just thinking, I don't know if you filled it out before or if I don't recall. I know that I had all the diamonds due to do it, but I don't know if everybody sent it to me. So I may repost that. And I even like to retake it myself occasionally because I forget. But just seeing what personalities and what, how to motivate each one of you, because everybody has a different personality trait. And so learning more about your coaches, but even your customers. I mean, you can even send that to your customers too if you wanted to. So, that was one thing they talked about in being a good leader is learning the personality of your coaches. Create incentives based on their motivation. So Brooke and I was talking about this the other day. She had a coach, and the coach went Diamond, and she sent her an incentive that was to do her professional photos, and she had forgot to make a recognition for this coach, and because of leadership, and it slipped her mind, and I think that she feels like the coach probably got kind of upset about it. And so she realized that the coach wasn't really motivated by prizes. Like, yeah, the incentives and prizes are nice, but she was more motivated by recognition. So some coaches are going to be motivated by different things. They may want to be, recognized, or they may hate to be recognized and want to be told in private, hey, you're doing really good. I do notice. Or, they may be really motivated by trips or prizes or gifts. So I try to think, you try to think about what you're motivated by, and you have to kind of take a step back and realize that other people aren't motivated by that. And some people, may be motivated by money and the income, or, the fact that they may be able to cut their hours, but other people may not be motivated by that. They may be motivated by the amount of people that they're helping and the changes that they're making. Not that other ones aren't, but I'm just saying that some people are motivated more by certain things than others. And so that's where the personality trait comes into hand. Mentor your coaches individually based on their personality style, and let them know and feel that you care. Categorize your coaches according to their personality styles. There is a book called Personality Plus. I have not read it. I would love to read it. I think that's one place that I probably fail with you guys. I'm not going to lie. Is identifying everybody's personality. I think I'm getting better. But I think that if I had you guys all do the disc and I sat and studied it, I would understand you all a little bit better. Even though, even Alicia and I have known each other for years because we're family, but, do I really know you? Do I really know your personality and what drives you and what motivates you to do this? That's what I feel like I personally need to work on myself. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, some people just need recognition. Some people didn't want to. Okay, I already kind of said that. Creating incentives based on their motivation. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So really it was just about bringing it back to the basics. And one of the things, Danielle Natoni, she did the wake-up call this Monday, and so I didn't really touch on her notes, but really what she's just saying is get your coaches and get people doing the program. Like, stop having them go and creating these awesome things on PicMonkey or Canva or trying to figure out how to do a video or use iMovie. Simply get them to do their workout, share about it, drink their shake, read their personal development, and invite people. Go out and talk to someone. And, and she even talks about do a program start to finish. Quarter Force is getting ready to come out. I will 100% admit to you guys that I have only done one program start to finish. And even in that program, I did other fitness stuff too. If I skipped a workout and maybe I went to spin that day, I called that my workout. I am actually going to do Quarter Force all 30 days from start to finish, only doing Quarter Force, unless I want to add in a workout that day. So some days I'm like, I want to lift a couple weights, and so for like 5 or 10 minutes, I'll do some bicep curls or whatever. But this will be my first one that I do start to finish, and I'm not doing any other fitness program. I'm usually like mix it up and do a little bit of everything because we have all the programs. It's just I want to do them all. But this one I'm going to do start to finish. And so that was Danielle Natoni's thing, is she said, start it from start to finish and document it the whole way and share it the whole way. And so that's my goal right now. I'm on like day 5 of Quarter Force. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Alicia, you got any questions?
I had to take you off mute. I think my biggest thing is finding the consistency, like when things get busy and stuff outside of this, like still being able to nail down some consistency with posting and with checking in with people. I'm pretty consistent on my challenge groups and stuff like that, but it's more the posting. When it's not in the forefront of my mind, I'll forget,
Yeah. I'm a poster on the fly type person. Now, if I have a post that I want to write something about, I do it the night before. Like I did one about Epsom salt yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to go visit my parents. We have plans that day, but I want to post this at noon. So I sat down and I wrote it the night before. Maybe even if you can set a reminder on your phone, and instead of posting in the moment, like I have a million pictures on my phone that I have saved, and I'll think, okay, tomorrow's going to be a busy day. What do I want to post about tomorrow? Do I want to do a recipe? And I'll go ahead and write it out that night. And I'll either set a reminder to copy and paste it the next day, or I'll post chron it. So that would be my suggestion on posting, is if you don't have time throughout the day, or you already know tomorrow's going to be busy, go through your phone, see a picture that you've previously taken. And I would also say start taking pictures of everything. Picture. If you're out and about, obviously if you're at you've taken some pictures being at the winery, that's kind of your posting on the fly, but that's your personal post, and it doesn't really have to be anything elaborate. But if you're wanting to write something good that's health and fitness related or Beachbody related, always know that you don't always have to post it right then and there. Save it, and then kind of either set a reminder on your phone or make a mental note, hey, go in tonight, write this post up, and post chron it. And post chron is an app now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's what Chris just told me the other day. I haven't used it yet, but he told me yesterday that they now have an app.
I like it a lot better since they revamped it online, but I didn't realize it was an app.
Mm-hmm. I think it just became that like this week, because that's what he had told me. So that would be my suggestion, is just set a reminder like at night, even if it's like 10 minutes before you go to bed, and sit and scroll through your pictures. I even have a lot of my, like when I go to the grocery store, and maybe you want to write a post about hummus, or you want to write a post about something you found on the natural food section. Like I take pictures everywhere, and I'll save them. And then when I don't really have something to post the next day, or I'm like, gosh, I'm going to be busy the next day, I probably won't have a chance to post, I'll go through my old pictures and see what can I post. Or if I make, if I do a snack that I think, oh, this could be helpful to somebody. Like the other day I whipped together some, I call it apple dip, but all it was Greek yogurt, PB2, honey, and cinnamon, and I dipped my apples in it. And so I took a picture of it, but I also did a live video on it. So I did a live video on it, but I also have a picture. So I can go through and recreate another post about the same thing because I have a picture, and I'll just write up a quick recipe. Or, hey, do you want something fun for the fall season? I know everybody's out buying apples, and you know, maybe something, instead of dipping it in caramel corn, you can try this yummy apple dip. So I've just created 2 posts off of one thing. So I think anytime you go live on Facebook, you can always turn around and create a post from that too. I take a ton of pictures of my food, of my dinner. If I'm doing a quick snap, I'll take a quick picture, and I may not have time to post it right then and there, but I'll save it and I'll post it later. And now that you've been a coach for over a year, go through your photos on your personal page and find things that you could recycle and post again.
Okay.
Kristen and I do that not all the time. He does that a lot more than I do because I have way too many posts just in my head. But like all of my fall posts from last year, like fall recipes, anything that was fall related or October related, I went, saved the picture to my computer, copy and pasted the caption that I did last year, and I reposted it. Because we're adding so many new friends to our Facebook, and we're getting a lot of people starting to follow us that didn't follow us a year ago, and you can redo that post. So that's an ideal too.
Good advice. I forget what I post, so sometimes I have to like scroll back, and I'm like, did I post that picture? I can't remember.
I do that a lot because some things I'll post on my like page, and I can't remember if I posted on my personal yet or not. And if you see me post anything and you're like, that's a good post, then say maybe it's a recipe, maybe it's something you make, maybe it's the apple dip, and you turn around and make it yourself. I have no problem with you guys going live and like doing a video or taking a picture and doing a post about it. Most of us have, I know all of us, Diamond, we all have different friends besides me and Chris. Chris and I obviously have we have like 400 mutual friends. But yeah, so recreating things that you see other coaches do, as long as you're not like totally stealing their content, their words verbatim, and Brooke has no problem with that either. As long as you're recreating your own post and not stealing their words, and kind of writing your own thing up, there's another way of getting a resource of ideals.
That's great. And I agree with you about doing the round full challenge of something on your own and documenting. Me and Kristen just got done doing a full round of the 21-day fix. So because we both wanted new pictures, results pictures. Yeah. So I need to give myself one more round because my results don't come quite as fast. I think it's like what I did yesterday,
because I know that you've been to the winery, you probably had some days that weren't perfect, is because Chris was like, let's start this week because we have the wine tasting Saturday and we have Halloween. We're going to Jen's and they're going to have all that food there. And I'm like, you know what? How many people tell us next month because they have this or they have that? I'm like, it makes no sense to wait anymore. Like, that's another thing that you can write in your post of, hey, you guys have seen me go to the winery. Some days I may have had a few more glasses of wine than I should have, but look, I still got great results because I didn't put it off because there's so much going on this month, or, really kind of touching on those people who say, well, next month because we have this and this and this going on, and just kind of showing them the longer they put it off, the longer they're going to stop any kind of progression. Like maybe you can't hit it hardcore those 21 days, but you still got results. You still made and implemented changes because you went ahead and started instead of being like, oh, I'm not going to start right now because I got all of this going on. So I think those are even things that you can kind of touch on in your post too.
Yeah. I think it's probably that when I take the pictures, I don't see the results that much, but maybe, other people do. Like now that I look back at my previous results pictures, I'm like, yeah, now I see it.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I saw any major, any major changes this time.
Do you feel you felt any different, or like how your scrubs fit?
Completely. I feel completely different, of course, but
so I think that would be what I would put in your post. I would say, not always will you see a physical transformation, but as you can even say, as a healthcare provider, I know how important it is internally on how I feel. And now, you can kind of elaborate more on it not being a physical transformation that everybody else can see, but something that you feel, how you feel better and how your clothes fit, what your energy levels are, and, with bloating and things like that. Because I just had a lady that messaged me about doing the Crockpot group. And she was the one that is actually not friends with me. She found my post because my post was public about the Crockpot group. And she messaged me. She's doing the Crockpot group. And then she's like, oh, yeah, I want to buy those shakes this week, too. I'm like, I didn't even talk to her about shakes yet. But I asked her about her goals and stuff. And her goals, she's like, I don't really understand what you mean. I was like, well, weight loss or energy or just to eat healthy. And her goal wasn't weight loss. It was to eat healthy, teach her family how to be healthy, and to gain more energy. So maybe my post, a post about our transformation, wouldn't really hit her, maybe a post instead about just feeling better, having more energy, and being able to teach my family how to do this too, even including my 4-year-old, would touch her. So you really got to think, when I first started coaching, I thought what people wanted to see was a physical transformation. They wanted to see my results. But now that I've been coaching longer, I really feel like the people I attract, they want a physical transformation, but most of them just want to feel better. Most of them want to go outside and play with their kids. Most of them are scared that they're going to have heart issues because they have a family history of it. I have one girl that's like, I fear that my husband is gonna die at a young age because both of his parents died of heart disease and were overweight. So I think, you really have to make sure that you're touching as a coach on every little thing that people can be concerned about. And that's one thing that I started to learn with challengers by doing that questionnaire was, people don't really care if they're fit or thin or have a six-pack. Like, they just want to freaking feel good. So don't underestimate your results. Even though you may not see a big physical transformation, if you feel better, that could really resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true for sure. I'll work on something like that then.
Yeah. And you don't even have to post your before and afters yet. You can just post a picture of you smiling and flexing or whatever. Or doing a heart. I don't know. You have to tell me what you figure out.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you could really, if you could take and sit down and really write something up like from the heart. And sometimes it takes a lot for me to write something that's deep and emotional, like a lot. And it can take me 45 minutes to write a post. And I sit and read some of these posts that Brooke writes, and I'm like that would take me 2 hours to write that post.
Yeah. I can say a lot better than I can sit down and actually write it. So it takes me a while too.
I'm horrible. And that's why I don't do those posts a ton, because it takes me a lot of time. But I think they're really important posts to put out there, because those are the ones that resonate with people and that really give my feelings about things, and showing people that it's not just about the physical, but it's about how you feel inside.
Well, and I'm so glad that you said that. I'm glad that I brought it up, because I've been so leery about putting any pictures out there, because I'm afraid people are going to look at the pictures and be like, well, she didn't get that much of a change, but I feel completely different. when I'm staying consistent and working out and staying with 21-day fix. I feel amazing.
And you know,
you can feel yourself when you're gaining muscle and when you feel tone. I don't even know how to explain that, but I'm sure because I'm sure you feel the same way. But once you get it like a month or so into it, you start really feeling tone.
And you know, that could be your, hey, it's Flex Friday. That could be your thing is, a picture with your flex. And then, at the start of it, you can be like, talking about how you just ended your 21-day fix and talk about just, you don't see a huge jump on the scale, but you do see that your body fat percentage is going down and that you're feeling more tone. You're feeling a lot stronger. And then you can talk about how you feel internally too.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that you have to always put, before and after out there. I think they're good to do that every once in a while. But yeah, I don't think you always have to do it, especially if that's not what it got to the point where I was like, I want to stop attracting people for weight loss. I want to start attracting people that's like me and that want to do it just to be healthy. Right. And so I started posting less of my transformation and more just about being healthy, because that's me speaking to my audience. Because if I was to see a post, if I wasn't doing this and I was to see a post about clean eating or processed foods, because at that time we were learning about being organic and cleaning up the food in our house, that would have resonated with me a lot more than seeing somebody's before and after.
Right.
So, you got to realize, like, who do you want to speak to? Like, what's important to you? And I don't think to you're probably, like, you were never in this for a physical transformation. I remember when we first talked, it was, you would like to get tone, but you knew that you could clean up and be a lot healthier. And so maybe you need to start, writing more posts that are geared towards that. And that's what I do. I don't write a lot of posts geared towards weight loss. Mine are mainly towards being healthy and getting your family involved, because that's really important to me, to see Reese being healthy and that she's learning things and she's asking questions and she's noticing when people aren't eating healthy things, and she's coming home and telling us what kids are eating at school. And so that's more important to me than the physical. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to have my post baby or my pre-baby body back for sure. So I do post about that too, but my most important thing is health.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got any other questions?
I think that's it. Thanks for doing these calls.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad on early enough to participate this time. Yeah.
I'm excited too. We haven't done one in a while, so it's just been kind of busy, and yeah, so I thought it was good to come back and bring back what I learned to you guys, so that way we can maximize and end the year in an elite team in the top 25.
It'll happen.
We're going to hit top 50. There is like no doubt in my mind. I really, really think we could hit top 25 too. So I'm excited. I just think it's so cool. I think it's cool because we're, the team's attracting so many people that are like us and that want to make a difference and like want to do it for the right reasons. And then I'm starting to attract some people that want to do it for a business because they love this kind of stuff. So it's just fun. It's been a fun progression. I love your chandelier, by the way. It's so pretty.
Thanks.
All right. I'm going to jump off here and finish my lunch. Thanks for getting on.
Yeah, no problem. You guys have fun at the thing tomorrow.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll have some pictures to post.
Absolutely. All right.